Hey guys, let's play some Dungeon Crawl. 0.33, play a random character. We've already played this, so I'm going to regenerate a new one because check out the Gargoyle Berserker episode on the channel. Actually, as of the moment of recording, that is the most recently premiered video series. So check it out. So I'm going to regenerate Draconian Conjurer. Sure. We did recently, actually, our most recent win, as of in real life, was a Draconian ice elementalist. But I'll do a Conjurer. This is a very standard. If you're not doing random, this is often your one of your first caster plays. Pro tip: there you go. Things that can't open doors can be shut away. So if you feel like you're under assault, simply close the door. Now, these guys in particular run quick, so it's less doable, those specifically, but never forget, doors work. Yeah, so Draconians, as we talked about in our last win, you don't want to commit too hard into any specific build, at least, to start, because Draconians at XL7 get a color theme that kind of warps their idea of what they're playing for the rest of the game. You get like resistances thematic to the color, you get aptitudes thematic to the color, and you get a breath that is very powerful. Almost always powerful. Although I will say, I think there's some colors that don't get powerful breaths, and there's certain colors that don't even get a breath, I think. And then also each color has its own, I'm going to call it a weirdness. Like some get like, you get an extra armored tail, or you get a thing that, you can swim, or some get like wings so you can fly. And so that one's less, predictable. But the rest is all pretty consistent. So that's, Draconians can only use certain armor types. Like you can't use bodies. You can only use hats. Yeah, so you have a more limited set of armor stuff. Yeah, we're just gonna wait it out and see what comes our way with our character. Typically, you play a ranged, caster type with a Draconian, but technically you can be a Draconian Berserker. You can be a, whatever you want. Gozeg, Akawaru, Nemelix. Probably not today. So on the conjuration side of things, let me back away first. Let's run it out. Now let's smack it out. Okay. Okay, first off, I'm going to back away from Sif. I do not want a D2 Sif before I even have a color theme. I see here a Sif. Or did I say Sif before? I meant Sig, but in my mind I was thinking about Sif here. It's interesting with Sif. We got it early. Typically, when you're a conjurer, you probably go Vehumet because it's the conjuration god, basically. We have gone Vehumet quite a lot, particularly with that start on our last Draconian. We were Vehumet to start, and then we swapped over to whatchamacallit? What did we play? We played Jiva. Yes, that's what I'm thinking. Jiva. So really, is it like, should I actually be Sif today with a conjurer? The whole call your Sif for magical energy part is, I honestly very rarely use it. It's not as good as you think. You can basically get free quote unquote free dropping of spells. You get this like basically ability to use any spell in your library, and then you get books all the time. And so if you want to just like essentially be guaranteed every single book, Sif is the way to go typically. Um, I really do like Vehumet with Conjurers though, because it increases everything that Conjuration does, and it guarantees you some endgame Conjuration. So I think I have to go Vehumet to start. Unfortunately, guys, I was considering this, but I think it's smart to just do the obvious move here. Certainly to start. So what that was, oh, he even had distortion. That would have been dangerous. That was Searing Ray. You cast it once in range, and then you press delay, 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 and it will continue to use your mana in a very cost-effective way. Very powerful spell. Core Staff of Chaos. I'll keep that on probably as my base. Put on a cloak. But as you can see, Conjurers, even with their first two spells, are very powerful. Magic Dart is a very consistent but not quite powerful spell. Like you're capped pretty heavily on the damage output. It's where Conjuration really takes off is stuff like, Fulminating Prism. IMB is one of the best spells in the game, in my opinion. So like I'll learn that. Yeah, we've already gotten some books, which is nice. Nothing too crazy, but I'll kind of learn my base here. This is your classic Conjuration base, and then we'll see what happens to us when we get a color, which should be pretty soon. Yeah, we're one level away. So yeah, you're gonna hit XL7 in like D3, so you don't have to stall too long. But you don't want to commit some dramatic thing in D1 or D2 with the Draconian if you can avoid it. So things like Faded Altar are often a little awkward with the Draconian. Just because you get that usually D1 or D2, and it's just like, oh, geez, I just got this weird color and it doesn't match this god that I've picked, so that's kind of the weird part that you have to avoid. What book here? Yeah, so we're really getting books here. That being said, we're getting a lot of like hex stuff, and it's pretty rare for a Draconian to go hexing. It's possible, but it's certainly not the most common thing, but we'll see. Okay. We're only 27 into the level. Okay, so D4 maybe is where we get our color. I don't like this mana pace. Let's reset it. Love me some Hep, but probably not today. I think we're Vehumet at this point, based on our prior discussion. Cool thing about Searing Ray is it chases the character, as well as it lives longer than if the character lives, and so if you have like a row of things in a hallway, it will continue to cast in a way that is usually favorable to you. Dagger of Speed. See, like this. I'll try to back away a little. I want them in line. Let's try to get them in line. Here, like, so it'll cast through them. You see, boom, boom. It's very cool. Okay, so we got purple. Purple's the anti-magic, and I think hexing as well, actually. I was talking about hexing. Yeah. So, does this change anything? So the nice thing with purple is you don't get like -3 or -2 in earth or something. You're kind of zeroed out. You Yeah, you honestly just, this is the zeroed out. You have an anti-magic breath that like does everything in a big square. It's pretty cool. And your resistance, I believe you get a pip of will, at least one pip of will. I don't. It might even be both those pips. I'm not sure exactly where the second pip came from. Oh, my ring. Yeah, so you get one pip of will resistance, which is cool. That's always a fun one. Free will is always good, especially when you have a limited set of item slots. And there's our Vehumet. I think I still go Vehumet. And any sort of like will-related convenience is just a bonus. Or sorry, hex-based synergy is a bonus. Yeah. So I don't really have anything specifically I'm training for right now. I could maybe like casually learn some hexing, just casually until I have something better to commit to. Because otherwise I'm just training some basics here, waiting for some spells to give me an idea of what I'm doing, which of course Vehumet will give me along with books on the ground and stuff. We got a nice ring. We have some pretty good rings. I mean, other than defensive oriented, like something, I don't know, another will ring or something. Like this is pretty much ideal for what we're doing here. I could maybe start training Elk to help fulminating, although fulminating is not something I typically commit super hard for. I think I'll train translocations to like 10 because IMB is something I go deep with. We got a staff of something, of cold. I'll pick it up. I'm not doing cold stuff right now, but it is what it is. If we could get like a staff of conjuration or something, that would be real nice. Let's go around the corner. Oh, that's a lot of stuff. Ooh, even more stuff. I'm going to run it out. Typically, I might even commit to like killing hallway shredding, but I don't think I'm going to go that far. Maybe I'll do it on the stair. I'm going to back away. That's a little bit too much, and I will not go back down that stair. I'm going to back away. Jeez. I don't have steam resistance. I made the huge mistake of going back. I'm going to push him away with IMB, and then I'm going to kill him with Searing Ray. Cool. So right now, Searing IMB, well, we just hit a point where it turned yellow, but at the time it was red. It was actually a dangerous thing to do, but we're getting close with our conjuration training. By the way, the idea with hexing is like maybe I can start casting like Enfeeble or something, or like whatever the big huge like everything I can see is now disoriented. Like that would be really cool to have as a convenient like weird like not typical thing to happen. So I nullified breath him, kind of stopped him in his tracks. Let's reset. I could probably nullify breath him, but I think I can just kill him. What's this? Huh, okay, cool. That's, I guess, what purple's specialty weirdness is. You don't get drained as much by effects with your mana. That's cool. Is this the time to show off fulminating? Yes. So fulminating, you place it on the ground, and after I think 3 ticks of time, it explodes. Things that are in the range will try to kill it. If it dies, it doesn't explode, but so it can be both a distraction as well as a blockade, so you can block a path. But also, it's really powerfully, look at that, boom. It is loud though, so it will, wake up the friends around you. So you got to keep that in mind. Yeah, it's a pretty cool spell. It kind of dies out eventually when things are like, we'll come to it and one shot it, and it's like, okay, well, you didn't do much for me today anymore. Okay, we're being chased by our brothers. I wonder if I can, yeah, I can explode in the spot here, and you want to kill blue first. I'm going to block him off here, and I'm going to kill blue, and then see, had I still had mana to fire again, it would have followed the teleport, which is nice. I'm just going to nullify breath, whatever. You do have a cap to how many breaths you can do before it regenerates. You know, I'm not a fan of Hailstorm, so I'm not like going to commit into Ice just because we have Hailstorm. I do like Ice. We saw with the Ice Elementalist how good it can be. But we still haven't got anything that's like Conjuration adjacent that I would want to shift upon. So I guess we just keep going down. So like I can fulminating, they'll attack it, and if they don't kill it in time, it just explodes on them. I'm gonna run away. I'll maybe even do, oh, we got an invis guy. Let's change it up. Let's learn up what that is. Already got a cloak. So you can throw it off to the side and they won't actually go for it, and then they'll just die, but that's something. Obviously it can attack and viz things. It's nice to have a little bit of a reach with it, because you can place it a little bit further than some spells that you would normally be casting, so there's kind of that to it. Now we get mana back from killing things, but we're not quite in the efficient mana territory quite yet, so we're hoping that maybe we get like an Amulet of Magic regen, or maybe something to work with that'll help our mana, like an orb of something, like an orb of channel. But those are more rare, so I can't count on it. I'm going to push back with IMB. You're going to quickly see why IMB is amazing. Not only does it do aggressive ranged damage, it also pushes things away from you, so you're a little bit more safe. I could probably learn Blink. Lesser Beckoning is awesome, but I'm not like a melee character, so it's very rare for me to want something closer to me. I'd rather maybe save the spell levels, but Blink could be good to have. Teleport other. See, this scenario, I do have some training in translocation because of IMB. So I'm going to be able to use some of that stuff as an aside, because we do want IMB to be popping off, so I will be training some levels of translocation. Yeah. Oh, nice necklace. We're less fearful of like archery type stuff, ranged type stuff. Okay. Bees, very scary, except you can explode the whole area. As long as you have mana and they don't run away. This is dangerous. So I can do a few things. I can nullify breath. Maybe once more. Can I hit everything? No. Okay, now I have a clear slate. Now I can probably kill this. I have Reflect Amulet. I'm already casting this, so that'll be cost effective. Oh, there's two of them. That's not ideal. I'm going to null breath. Okay, now we're dealing with one of them. And we'll swing out. Okay, so we don't have any breaths to use now, so we got to be careful until we regen some more of that breathing. So that's a note, but you know, you have the breath for a reason. You should use it if it's going to make a huge difference to a combat. Yeah. Certainly in our black Draconian ice elementalist of Jiva, I definitely used the electrical black AoE chain lightning thing to great effect. So never be afraid to use your abilities when appropriate. We're kind of out of mana now. Just kind of run it out. This little knoll, kobold, whatever is in the way. I really do want to kill him over there, so I'll just end it and then reset. Mephetic Cloud, we have Conjuration. We're not really leaning Alchemy Air just yet, so I'm a little afraid of committing to that. We're getting some Forgecraft stuff. We got some air stuff. We got Airstrike. That doesn't mean I'm going to buy Mephetic Cloud, but I might actually go for air because of the Airstrike. Mephetic Cloud plus Prism is pretty cool. So I guess I'll learn Mephetic Cloud. We'll commit into air a little bit here. Maybe I'll drop off this hexing idea for a little bit. And then I'll work my way through till Airstrike and play around with some Mephetic Cloud plus Prism. EF. I'm going to do Cloud on E. So like I can throw a Cloud down and then maybe Prism around it. Something like that. Let's Searing Ray this down. Let's IMB it away. Let's run it out and smack it to death. So like you can Mephetic, well, nothing right now in range, but you can maybe do like this. Oh, they're just dead. But we've been marked. We've basically cleared the floor though, so that's not as big of a deal. Let's do that. See, they weren't able to kill it in time, but it's very reasonable to get to that point. So there's Mephetic Cloud. You smite target roughly, you know, in a range, and then you often confuse the things there. Okay, this is not good. We're slowed, and we have a archer behind us, but more specifically Blorkula's on us. Can I charm him? I'm going to charm your... Okay, he took a huge amount of damage. Oh, I Quicksilver. I tried to charm him, and then... let's teleport. And we teleported exactly where we were. I guess I have to anti-magic. That's all we did. Oh no. I'm gonna fear, but the bats aren't fearable. I'm gonna invis. They can see invis. I'm gonna berserk and hopefully kill all the bats. Okay, he can't see me. I'm going to Quicksilver. One more Quicksilver. Well then, what an encounter. Maybe the berserking was risky. Obviously, you lose control of your character for a bit there. I don't know. I survived it. Whew, what a little encounter there. Well, I mean, the correct decision, I suppose... I would say would be to run. I've been marked, run away, but to be honest, we weren't near any stairs. And of course, we got quote unquote, or we got screwed by our teleporting us literally beside ourselves. So that wasn't fun either. So I don't know. We lived. We're good. Teleport other. I'm really afraid to learn stuff with 5 spell levels left. I should probably ramp up my spellcasting training. Because if I get given like a 5 or 4 costed spell from Vehumet and I don't have any spell levels left and I don't have any amnesias, I've screwed myself out of getting something awesome, you know? So I have to be very careful to not overcommit. Like, I know I want Airstrike right now, but like if they drop something awesome, it's like, you know, don't waste my opportunity. Because the until the end, Vehumet, once you decide not to learn whatever Vehumet is offering, it's done. So the last ones stay, but that's that. Is there a store in the middle? Did it not? Oh, it's just a bunch of stuff I can't use. All right, D8. Don't have mana left, so we'll reset. The downside of Prism is that it costs a lot of mana. You see, like, it's given me Stone Arrow, and it's like, yeah, I kind of do want Stone Arrow because it's a solid one hit, like one target hit, better than Magic Dart, and Earth sets me up to have, you know, Bombard, and then, you know, Crystal Spear, and that kind of thing. And so I kind of do want to use my spell points on the thing that it's suggesting. I'm still going to do translocations. I mean, air is tempting to continue to train, but I might shift it down a little bit. Kind of do it this way. But like now, 70% power is the 3D 11 versus Magic Dart, which is at 100% power with, you know, of course, bigger range, but Stone Arrow is dwarfs the attack of Magic Dart. So until I get like I don't know, like if I get access to Battle Sphere, Magic Dart is basically useless to me unless I'm trying to reach with one mana available. I'd rather reset than commit to that combat. Let's explode. I think I can just Stone Arrow to death now. Identify. Let's AoE it down. AoE these guys down. I'm gonna see, I can IMB him back into the explosion range. That was cool. You know, I think Stone Arrow certainly replaces Searing Ray. So I think maybe I keep my Magic Dart on A for now and I replace F with B. That's probably a more logical strategy there. Airstrike is now 14. I'll learn Airstrike now. It's really risky for me to leave my spell schools at that much, but having Airstrike on call is not the worst. What's my translocation training? IMB. It's doing well. Okay. Where are we at? 29 minutes. So we're done this episode based on that timing. So we'll cut off there. Our purple Draconian Conjurer of Vehumet is going well. Pretty typical start. Nothing crazy. We're learning our spells. We're waiting for Vehumet to give us more. We've got a solid base of spells. Something for everything right now. And yeah, we're training our way through. It would be cool if we can get some cool items, maybe like a hat, maybe a staff of something, maybe a buckler, some boots, better gloves, a lot of stuff. But yeah, so far so good. Tune in next time where we carry on with this Draconian.